Good morning, everybody. I have two messages of the day. I have a union read and a twin flame read. I also tried to post a video that my daughter sent me. That was a very good video at a school board meeting that was blocked on Facebook. So I did post it on LinkedIn. I don't think they've blocked it yet anyway, so if you want to check it out on my LinkedIn, you can. Very informative. And let's go ahead first and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. And thank you for all your love and blessings for my nephew. He came through very well this morning after his surgery. And so, yeah, just continue to send healing if you'd like. I'd appreciate that so much. So, besides the video that got blocked on Facebook, so again, being censored for something that wasn't fear-mongering at all. It was medical information going to a school board. So just FYI, I'm sure you're all aware of all of the censoring that's going on. Trying to think if there's another video. Anyway, let me show you the pictures. We'll roll the die and we'll get right into this. All right, so here is the union read. This is the Syrian Starseed deck. Actually, this one was, I did 3D, 4D, 5D today just to see what was going on in the 3D energy. 3D, 4D, 5D. And in this union read too, you can kind of navigate as to what dimension you're hanging out in by which energy you resonate most with. All right, 3D, 4D, 5D. Incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine. The left is the feminine, the right's the masculine, the bridge between them, the center. Underlying energy is the home or union energy, and then the closing energy, the page of swords. This is the regular twin flame read, and again the 7-deck read that's in front of you is here. It's a lot of energy. Not every message is probably going to resonate with you, right? It's for everybody, all the twin flames. If you want something more specific, you can check out my website as well as down below. There's information. My website's twinflames3344.com. And here's the first message of the day yesterday, which you notice the home and the ring are here, and the same for the message this morning. We had the home and the ring here as well. So this is the second message of the day. We're going to get right into those after we roll the die. All right, let's see what the dice have for you guys. For its Mother, Father, Christ, Sophia, and Mana Creator, please armor us all with your love. Please intervene on my behalf for the best and highest good of all those concerned, for my highest vibration, for the highest vibration of my messages. And let's clear all blocks to positive energy flow in all chakra layers, auric layers, grounding, and galactic cords across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and fill any empty spaces with only beautiful light and love, diamond crystalline light, and the pieces of your souls that need to come back into your body now from their original blueprint, so that all of your cells are coherent with each other, very well grounded into your body. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what do the dice have to say for us today for the twin flames? Okay, we have Uranus. We have Gemini, or the twins. And that's also Mercury, which we had Mercury yesterday, and the 4 of the Emperor, which is Aries. And Uranus is Aquarius related. So a lot of air again, and then Aries. And stability. Remember, the number 4 is manifestation on a survival level. So again, that fiery energy that's frustrated coming up. along with a lot of air of Aquarius and Gemini here. So let's see where that goes. I'm getting the library too. The Gemini symbol's bringing that for some reason. The library too. There's actually a place called the library, but it can reference the regular library as well. However it comes to you, that's the meaning for it. The first message of the day, and by the way, I watched The Vault last night, and it was so interesting because Crete came up, and Crete just came up in one of my messages the other day, and Crete came up in the movie as a place where there's, it was all about a heist in the movie The Vault. But in Crete was an antique dealer of buried treasure that they had found. So I don't know what's going on in Crete, but there's some kind of connection to Crete because it keeps coming up. The first message of the day was at 8:25 last night. The underlying energy, the birds. The first card out was the house, and the second card, the ring. And those two both came out this morning again. I also got the perfect storm shortly after I started at 8:32, which is the 8 of the strength card in the dance, the inner and outer strength, and also the manifestation of dreams. 32 is the journey. It's the 6 of Wands, the journeyman coming in with good news after the war. So the perfect storm was brewing, and we've been getting a lot of those energies. I was just talking with my air conditioning person also where the perfect storm was coming up. So again, chatter, birds, feeding, power in numbers, home and commitments, and unions in the Ring of Fire, which is Lionsgate, which is supposed to be open from July 28th to about the 14th of this month. And also Sam the Illusionist had said on the 22nd we're supposed to get a very obvious upgrade to our abilities to connect with our higher selves on the 22nd. So that's very interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what happens on the 22nd. So, and again, I was getting, for me, my messages had to do with transitioning from Leo to Virgo, which is that same period at the 22nd. So very important time. So home and commitment, union in the Ring of Fire, the circle of trust, anchoring down with innocent, loyal mountaineer to enter the fun house, the key to their freedom, or to release the snake into the garden of couple's nest or a home, in deliverance of the golden egg and spiritual peace and abundance, unraveling through the labyrinth for the loving man, a love letter or information, a gift, along with innocence and loyalty of mountain rod and staff, public chaos, and an adventure with key and directions to the golden egg, nesting in a tree looking up, with wise old owls who are very spiritual and traveling to the mountains of abundant flow and making choices of opening doors, and the loving man cracking codes. Twin bridges anchored and sealed as the fox has crossed over with innocence gifts to the two as one heart path over the mountain and through the woods to grandmother's house we go, or to heaven. And as I was writing that, I was looking up, my grandmother was an artist, and I have 3 of her paintings that I put up in this arrangement because that's the way I liked it. But it literally is over the river and through so getting through the obstacles and then going through the woods, and then to heaven we go, which is exactly the way her paintings kind of tell a story on my wall. So that same message was coming through here. Over the mountain and through the woods, to heaven we go. Masking public annoyances, toxins and thefts and pests. Exposing the ride of the Rainbow Bridge, which is the 4D Rainbow Bridge. The loving lady cutting through the weeds, perhaps under a time crunch of spiritual birds, at mid-lunar cycle, which is about August 14th, this Saturday, pinpointing abundant travel, and then the 22nd, the polar bear pushes the loving man's vault onto the power man to break it open. So that could be empowering himself as well. Bridging the tower of restrictions and risk and challenges with a little good luck and hope. The key to freedom, a ride of your life to the sun and to the stars, galactic and 5D connection with the loving lady whose true north is deliverance of the golden egg at the Y in the road. The happy couple in their nest looking up, doing research with a breakthrough, cutting a tree open under the nest, the sap with the golden ticket to well wishes for abundant travels, mid-moon for the power lady from Venus, while the mama bear is taking a closer look at a child of the power man, or mother pushing their angry brother to take a look at his sister's child, or a closer look at the child's DNA that may not be his, or a power couple putting all their eggs in one basket or one child, or a loving father who allowed the power couple to take over their child in order to train them, or their innocence is just the ticket, right? Their innocent look of their face, right, is just the ticket to get the not so innocent couple through the gate. All right, so using the innocence of a child to get a couple who are not innocent or tainted or perhaps have a record through the gate. So yeah, some kind of feels kind of illegal or immoral kind of energy, but also this is the energy of, putting all their eggs in one basket, getting their child to be a star athlete or a star student to get, but it's really for their agenda, not for the child's sake. There's that kind of energy coming up, but also using the innocence of the child. And this can even be a young man who looks very childish, which allows him to get away with wrongdoing because he's got an innocent look. And that could be a guy or a girl. All right, so then the message from this morning, there's a lot of the same messages coming up here. Again, my nephew had his surgery this morning, and I was doing healing actually with Chris Macklin while he was having his surgery, which was really cool because I felt the anesthesia going into my arms and stuff. And then I felt when he was really nauseous, I felt like I was going to throw up. And then I felt a little bit of regurg after that, 5 minutes later. And then at one point I saw like a shadow door being opened. And then I saw my son. It was such a strange thing. My son going up to an altar, which isn't really his energy at all, and then going to the left of the altar to a man who was standing there. They were both cloaked in just strange cloth, like just different materials that I wouldn't normally think of my son as being attracted to. But they were doing it on behalf of my nephew. It was very interesting. And then at 8 o'clock, I just turned on my left side, and I just really wanted to fall asleep. So yeah, it was very cool because I didn't know what time exactly he was going to go into surgery, but I ended up doing this for an hour and a half from 6:30 to 8. And he was out of surgery just a little bit after 8, so it was perfect timing. So the second message of the day was at 9:50 this morning, 50, 51, 52, which is the 10 of Cups of the end of the emotional cycle, happy ending, happiness of the family, and then the 51 and 52 of the King and Queen of Swords. The underlying energy was the Sun, and the first card out was the Home, then the Ring, and then the Loving Lady. Sunshine, energy, happiness, and full exposure. The home and commitment of the Loving Lady, or a union through Lionsgate, or a proposal that was exposed. Traveling over obstacles and into the storm for a breakthrough, an autopsy, a doctor's appointment, a dictation, a break, a surgery, or 5D connection with the Power Lady looking out spiritually, magnifying codes and information for vulnerable child or pup, and frustrated man or man-child, with a public meet or event with a loving man and a loving lady, with romance, or at mid-moon on around 8:14, when traveling and burdened by time that has elapsed or time constraints, toxins in those who are untrustworthy, and petty annoyances and pests, while spiritually bridging to new staff, or impatience, or an impatient with unknowns, being led by fox and innocent hound through the family lineage of anger and impatience due to public masks and two-facedness. That was at 10:07, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 7 of the Chariot. And then at 10:08, which is that wheel, and then the dance of the masculine and feminine, but also the manifestation of dreams, the child of a loving man and loving woman looking back at commitment and home and happy times, perhaps of their child growing up, as the child anchors into their own true north, collapsing timelines upon further examination of toxins and pests, taking a risk to abundant flow, two as one hearts coming together to spiritual twin bridges of the institution of home and family, nesting with delivery and impatient to get this delivery before there's a need to go somewhere. Frustrated man of the family with a challenge or a big move, mountains to climb and cages to open to free them from public illusions. clearing shadow emotions and well water and well wishes, opening new doors and making choices with a gift or your psychic gifts, or sending or receiving flowers or favors, for dreams to come true, healing and shining light, galactic connections, abundant and wise, letters, contracts, and sealed documents, and lucky charms in a loving community, online chatter, support of the mother's community, on online power in numbers, pushing the ride, the adventure, the fun, through the labyrinth and layers, out of the prison and to the 0 point field, ground zero in the ride of your life. So that was the message this morning. So here is the union read. Yeah, I have a third eye tuning fork. So I'm going to hit it for you just so you can hear the sound. Let me know if you can hear it or not, because it was interesting. I was talking to a twin friend of mine yesterday, and she couldn't hear this tone through the phone. So let me know if you can hear it. And this is supposed to be a tone to help decalcify your third eye. I think it was Amanda Ellis that was talking about this. So let me know if you can hear that. It's still going. Okay. So the union read was done at 2:27 yesterday. 2 is the High Priestess, 27 is the Ace of Wands. And this today was 3D, 45D. I usually do 4, 5, 60 because anyone who's been on this journey for a while should be in the 4, 5, 60 energies mostly. 3D is, that low vibe that you don't like being in, right? When you have to do your paperwork and it takes you into a kind of a yucky place during the day. So most of the time you're spending in the 4, 5, 60. Most of you were 60 and up to begin with, but just not every minute of the day. So this is what we're working on, becoming more focused on staying present so that we can keep that high vibration as many minutes of the day as possible. So the union 3D, 4D, 5D today. For today, we started with the 4 of Wands and the underlying energy, which is the home or union. The central energy is the 4 of Pentacles, the divine masculine's heart in the Batcave. And then the Page of Swords was the final card. Home, union, the divine masculine's heart in the Batcave, laying low with a message to bring. The incoming divine feminine with the 7 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords, a lot of sword energy on the feminine side. Passing downloads, perhaps at home, on break or at rest, with the Queen of Swords with a handle on the truth, trying to keep it together. The 3D here was the Ace of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. The divine feminine inspired, the divine masculine passing 5D messages in a bubble, and bridging by getting over their grief, both of them. The 4D here is the 9 of Wands, or the Wounded Warrior, the 4 of Pentacles of the divine masculine's heart, and the 10 of Swords. The divine feminine with the Wounded Warrior, her inspiration in his hand, the divine masculine ending pain and bridging in the divine masculine's heart in the Batcave. The 5D here is the Shadow, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and 6 of Cups, which is the 2 children hugging each other. The divine feminine shadow web, the divine masculine inner children loving each other and bridging together in the alchemical process, or in other words, the higher love. The divine feminine inspired igniting flame under the Wounded Warrior's shadow. The divine masculine with a message to end pain for children and or soulmate. And the bridge here of the divine feminine grieving in the woods, the divine masculine grieving in his cave, and alchemizing a higher love together in 6D. The outgoing divine masculine is the sun, or 5D, I'm sorry, not 6. The outgoing divine masculine is the sun, the 5 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Pegasus fully energized to leap over the heat wave or expand perhaps to Florida with the King of Pentacles, with the Page of Swords child, or message for kids, or perhaps innocent ones. The divine feminine had Capricorn on her side with the Queen of Swords and the Wounded Warrior. The masculine had Leo on his side with the Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Between them was Sagittarius and looking down. And again, Sagittarius is the south node, so that's what we're leaving behind right now. The grid for the union read was mainly the number 55, which is the truth, the Ace of Swords. The horizontal pillars came out 10, 23, and 22. So again, bringing up the dates of August 22 into the 23rd, and the 10 of the turn for the better of the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel, the King of Wands, and the Fool. And then the vertical pillars came out 11, 4, 10, 9, 16, and 5, which is Justice, the Emperor, the Wheel, the Hermit, the Tower, and the Hierophant. So the messages were coming up regarding destined King of Wands to leap with the truth or into the truth. Again, we have the King of Wands and the Fool destined here into the truth. And then we have Justice for the Emperor, destined with the Hermit in a sudden commitment to the truth. So very much about the truth there in that union read. Then we have the Twin Flame read. The Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 455. Again, the truth with 55. The 4 is the Emperor, but it's also stability and structure and building. It's also manifesting on a survival level. At 503, which is the Hierophant and the Empress, which are both Taurus energies, F flames came up again, which has to do with expanding and contracting flames, which is drama, inspiration, fighting, all of those kind of very fiery energies, but as well the pursuit of happiness, expanding and contracting or reflecting those things. I finished clarifying this read at 516, which is the Hierophant and the Tower. And the major arcana here were the Chariot, Reason, which is the Emperor, Abundance, which is the Empress, and then the Wheel of Fortune. And then before the read, the Strength card came up. So we have two Leo. Was it two Leo? No, I'm sorry. We have the Emperor and the Empress in the read today, in the main read, very significantly. We also have, after the read, the King and Queen of Wands. She is upright, he is reversed. So two couples here who are different couples. It could be the parent and the children, but the Emperor and the Empress can be the children too. They could be in a place of power in business. So it just depends on your situation. We also have perhaps two children here of the Page of Crystals or Pentacles and the Knight, both reversed. So not happy or ungrounded. Okay, so they could be children or they could be young workers of the Emperor and the Empress, perhaps taking advantage of their innocence. But again, we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands as well. And then the Empress is the last clarification card of the read as well, upright at the end. The Emperor and the Empress are the only couple that are both upright in this read. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily completely positive, right? It just means they're in power and they're balanced, and for the most part we think that they're good people. Okay, let's see how that works out. So let's see, we had 3 pentacles, 2 swords, 1 cup, and 1 wand. So mostly pentacles here, which is time, money, and energy, practical day-to-day stuff. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles in the read, along with the Emperor and the Empress. And then after the read, the King and Queen of Wands came up. Before the read, the 9 of Swords came up, which can be the person who's suffering in silence, the nightmare. We have double 7s and double 10s here in the read, and that's the 77 of the 9 of Pentacles, the Sovereign, the 10-10 of that very high vibration, so a reminder to keep it high. We also have 9-10, begin again. Whenever you expand, make sure to come back to center and to the present moment. We also have the number 1 coming up here of the Magician, the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant, the 16 of the Tower, the 7-10, which is 0 behind 71, which is source energy backing up the co-creation process of the 3 of Pentacles. We also have the 12 of the Hanging Man, the 24 of the Queen of Wands, 56 of the 2 of Swords, and 78 of the 10 of Pentacles. And the code line was all about relationship change, following your dreams, and domestic harmony. And the number was 6, which is love, family, and community, as well as the lovers. It's also that energy of June and Gemini. It also goes into Cancer season as well. But we do have Mercury, again, in Gemini coming up today. So It's focused on the Gemini loving energy and of the twins. So again, relationship change, domestic harmony, and following your dreams. And the messages were coming up regarding expanding and contracting, or that phi energy of reflection in the middle. The key of I am that I am, or in other words, reflecting source. Adam and Eve, the lovers of Christ likeness. The night of seeing Eve is coming up here. And Eve can definitely represent the divine feminine. But we also have Adam and Eve coming up. So there's a lot of Eve coming up here, as well as the foot was coming up here too. Let's see. We also have lice coming up here. So I don't know if somebody was dealing with lice with their kids here or their pets. But lice without Ron, a few or little without source, bread without Ra. So it's the energy there was coming up as like, breaking bread without having Jesus at the table was kind of the energy that was coming up here. The ethers, the heavens, the brightness, the one, the ash of the light, and the foot came up twice here too. And the sharing night of Christ Eve, which is also Christmas Eve. And again, remember we were having a Christmas in July. So it's very interesting. This is coming up as like Christmas Eve, the night of Christmas Eve, which has to do with the twins being in the templating of Mary Magdalene and Christ, but also the eve of, there's definitely an eve of coming together here. We have also dirties coming up, flattery, riddles, and moving your hips. There is also anal entry mentioned there, but it could just be dirty dancing they're referencing, however that works for you, right? So if you're in a homosexual relationship, that may relate to your union. But I have another interpretation of the code line here regarding the foot. So I was getting like do-si-do, right? We have foot, eye, foot. And that could be eye-hand coordination too, which is eye-foot coordination. But it was coming up too as I am that I am. And here now I'm seeing Jesus' footprints in the sand. The charitable night, or night of dirty dancing, or of seeing Eve. Unleavened bread without Christ, to cough up and settle out in the night of seeing Eve. But again, the Christmas Eve energy is coming up. Also footloose and dirty dancing coming up. Reflecting source light and sharing night of Christ Eve. So all of those different energies, however it comes to you, that's the way you should take it. So there may be parties or coming together, weddings, things like that this weekend or in the coming weekends that are coming up. And there may be coming together with your twins as well. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed as the first card in the underlying energy, reversed. And beneath it, from the bottom up, was the Four of Pentacles, upright, the Divine Masculine's heart. Strength reversed, Nine of Swords upright, Two of Cups reversed, and the Eight of Wands reversed. The Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, perhaps an ego death, suffering in silence, or purging, or dealing with a sister, and in disconnect or at a distance, in a heated exchange, in need of help or unable to manifest, or with the Page of Pentacles child reversed, who may be needing help, with an opportunity, money, or help in general. And then the Page of Wands is also reversed, who may be frustrated, their energy could be all over the place, or they're uninspired, or they could be sick as well. With the King of Cups reversed, dancing, juggling, performing, or guarded while detoxing chaos with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or trying to juggle the kids by themselves. One may be an uninspired and the other one is uninvited. The King of Pentacles reversed. I was just getting, what's it called? City of Angels. I was just getting uninvited because the song Uninvited is in City of Angels, but you might want to listen to that if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. So one is, and Spirit's connecting with me, one is uninspired and one is uninvited. The King of Cups reversed with conditions perhaps for a dance. Maybe there's kids who want to go to a dance and the father has conditions for them to go. Disappointment and or in separation, bored or grounding and integrating, lashing out, lying or holding their tongues. The Knight of Swords is reversed to receive a big offer to hang out with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Emperor upright, perhaps to hash it out or compete for an opportunity with the Emperor. Or the Emperor and the Queen of Swords, who's reversed, may be fighting to see a new perspective about an offer to the Knight of Swords reversed, who's holding back and sitting on a stone-cold platform with no audience or no one to watch the fight or Olympics with. So it's like the Emperor sitting here. The Emperor sitting, is it the Emperor? Yeah, the Emperor sitting on a stone-cold platform with no audience, no one to watch the fight or the Olympics with, no one to ski with or sit by the fire with. And then Leo is reversed, Capricorn reversed, and another Capricorn or Pisces upright, and Aries upright here as well. Perhaps hanging out, a tea bar, or a time out. That could be hanging on a bar too. You could be doing pull-ups or hanging on an inversion table, or a time out to work hard to grow up, or perhaps to plant seeds upward as opposed to downward, to see new perspectives of the world, with Pisces or Seal Divine Feminine done with these emotions and leaving. The Bull and Lion are really tempted by those piggy toes. Atlas burdened and completing the cycle to walk away. Pick up sticks for rod and staff, so that could be someone in their yard as well, cleaning up sticks. But cleaning up the yard for Divine Feminine before walking into that good night at 6:10, which happens to be my mother's birthday, and she passed away in January. So soulmate comes up, and 6:10 was my great-grandfather's birthday too. There's a lot of 6:10s. Actually, I think my father's father was 6:10 as well. A lot of 6:10s. I don't know why. But that's Gemini, which is coming up today. Soulmate, and beneath soulmate was engagement. And engagement doesn't have to be like a marriage proposal. It can be, a party that you're going to. Dark priestess without keys, no longer tackling the beast, coming clean or cleaning up the act or space, perhaps in a divorce, a break away from their religion or establishment, or a Taurus reverse, no longer silenced or muzzled about multiple butts, apple bottoms, no more lip, not even two lips. Truth back in the bed, so people who left the truth out of bed is now back in the bed, with narcissist off their rocker, no longer able to manipulate women and silence them, or a dirty old man at the old folks home, right? Because now he's been committed because he's losing his mind. Or maybe he had a stroke or something, which caused him to now need help in a nursing home. At 6:18, which is the 6 of the lovers, the 18 of the moon. And then manifestation comes up with number 8, which is the dance, and then beneath that was communication, or 33, which is the Christ vibration. So perhaps receiving a message from Christ. Maybe you're having, someone's been practicing meditating, especially the masculines, and they finally had a breakthrough in connecting with a master or an angel or someone, an ET from the etheric realms. So unable to sleep and rising numb. So this could be comfortably numb, unable to sleep, right? So you're so sleepy that you're numb. Or awakening and coming out, perhaps dirty dancing. The 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. The dirty dancing can have to do with illegal or immoral practices in a business as well. For some, it could just be dirty dancing and having fun with that, and some, it could be the negative aspect of that. The 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy of the Empress, who could be the ringleader or the keeper of the ring. She could be the wife, and that is her feeling of power. Like that's what gives her power, or in her mind anyway. So the Hermit with the light over deception, or new moon and Lionsgate, the High Priestess, secrets, or your own psychic abilities, and floating on air in a masquerade with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Hierophant, that could be a Taurus, or having an affair with a religious leader, which actually the Empress and the Hierophant come up a lot together, which can be that kind of energy. Or Pisces upright and Taurus upright, coming to see the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or she is the Taurus pretending to be something that she's not. Taurus upright, Virgo upright, Cancer reversed, and Pisces upright here. Taurus number 2 also upright, or Empress with their advisor, and priest or other religious leader, and psychic all at her beck and call or disposal. So again, the Empress, she may be very wealthy and has all these people coming to, whenever she snaps her fingers. Virgo with Cancer, Pisces with Taurus, and marriage, religion, or establishment, or leader with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or caught with a child. So this could be a religious leader caught with a child, or an intern, and manipulating them or using their innocence, right, to get them what they want, or a Hierophant or Taurus without an opportunity or without an invitation, fighting or competing for the Emperor and then walking away. The soulmate comes up here, no longer silent when unable to manifest and comfortably numb, or Taurus Page of Pentacles reversed is conflicted about walking away, no longer willing to be muzzled, or a gag order, or unable to manifest in that kind of environment. The most underlying energy in this read is tempted by the Holy Grail, perhaps thrown at them, patient, or with X, or with no affection in a breakup. Pisces and Sag upright, but Gemini is reversed here. Going forward after this read is the energy of being destined for the cycle to come full circle in a bold move to co-create or work together with dark night or service that's a burden, with wounded warrior still holding a grudge, with the Queen of Pentacles upright here, no longer feeling guilt or shame like a thief in the night. In the recent past here is the Chariot, travel, move, ascending and disconnect or at a distance, with third party or no reunion, with the Knight of Wands rushing in to save the day, leaving behind those injured and or in exile, destined to howl at the moon, in death, ending, dark night or transition, with the Hermit sharing or settling out, no longer grieving the Page of Pentacles reversed, or made to feel guilty that they refused to try. At 6:38 is the Lovers and the Queen of Cups, or love, family, and community, and the Queen of Cups, who's very loving, kind, and intuitive. The Ten of Cups is upright here. In an emotional cycle that's done, or a happy ending, settling out with Scrooge to go forward on a journey to one who's suffering in silence, or to purge, perhaps not sleeping well, or in a nightmare that needs to end. Getting over grief, where now the worst is over, with self-satisfaction or self-happiness, but sometimes still falling into a deep grief, and going silent, or facing one who lies chronically or is a verbal abuser. The central energy here is the Queen of Swords reversed, who may have passed away or is divorced or ended her contract to manifest and hold back announcements, or perhaps choked or spoke too soon and never called, and grounding and integrating now a lost opportunity and feeling sorry for themselves. Working to align and challenged by being charitable with those who have hurt them. The Page of Cups is upright, innocent, and being guarded or protected from schmoozers who want to take advantage of them. And that could be her. Those jealous or unloving and are rejected. A happy ending or happy family with secret passion and a broken heart. Seeing synchronicities and stepping up to the plate to spread the word. Knowing and staying clear for peace of mind. Not telling their true feelings or delaying or the delays they've been dealing with in a sexual exchange. The Queen of Cups is depressed, and that's just my son Matthew coming home. Hi, Matthew. The Queen of Cups depressed in the avoid dance, in a disconnect or not seeing eye to eye, or at a distance, not being able to see each other face to face. Shocked or surprised by impatience or fallen angel, presenting the truth to the magician who's manifesting with magic DNA and or discovery, with third-party empress with loving children or fond memories of them. Now here is holding back, downloads to purge and be still, overwhelmed with the Knight of Swords rushing in and laying their cards on the table about their dreams and healing and shining their light, or about Aquarius, Taurus, and defenseless to the Hermit's light. The balloon may be on the ground in a nightmare performance of the Queen of Pentacles, who's given a choice or a path, a new path to choose from, in order to hold their tongue, divorce or justice or Libra at home, the nightmare of verbal abuse, lashing out or having to hold their tongue and be silenced. Now the worst is over with the Page of Cups upright, perhaps a child or a message of love and presence. So they could be present in the moment, or dealing with a gift or their own psychic gifts, flirting with dark night, and then releasing them while working to get their ducks in a row. In an all-business relationship, moving to peace, in the sun, or away from the kids, pets, or an ego death, with Leo reversed, or after work finding peace on a boat in the sun, needing courage for big love through work, unable to tame the beast and frustrated. Soon is the emperor or reason, the logical man, presenting the truth at the workplace about rejection or vulnerability, or perhaps a baby crying, or someone who's being a spoiled brat. So moving or traveling, or cancer with no affection, from the King of Swords upright coming clean to the wounded warrior, who may be released from prison or their own mental prison, or maybe they're dumping them, or dumping a load, purging, or overwhelmed and sweating it out. The twin flames here are abundant, with the Empress here, with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands both upright here, on a quest and losing patience and or lashing out at the Queen of Cups when wanting to love them, because they're powerless to the Emperor at 702. So again, this is someone who's lashing out at someone who they really want to give love to because they feel pressured by the Emperor, or vice versa. The Emperor and the Empress are both here. So one could be pressuring the other to be a certain way, especially around a certain person at 702, which is the Chariot and the High Priestess. The Empress and the Emperor with the Queen of Cups of Hearts, right? So she's focused on love and heart and emotions and sending love to others. The Queen of Wands is always looking the other way and being impatient with the Knight of Swords reversed, close to dependence on the Emperor here. This Knight of Swords may be very dependent on the Emperor, and this is why they keep their mouth shut when they definitely have something to say. Taurus upright, Sag reversed, and Aries upright here. Worth waiting for, codependencies, and reconciliation, as well as trust come up here for the twin flames. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the wheel, the great wheel upright, which is destiny, or a turn for the better, or divine timing, but in a positive way, destined to sudden events, epiphanies, or sex, somebody blowing their top, their crown, their cover, or their mind, of the King of Wands reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community of abundance, and that can be the world of abundance as well, suddenly depressed or arrogant about reaping rewards of only 7 Pentacles, all right? So this is a 10 of Pentacles family, depressed about now only having 7 Pentacles, okay? That also can reference the Divine Feminine's heart, though, or just reaping rewards in general and being still. Or that could be stockpiling, that could be saving your money, that could be gardening, right? The constant gardener. Libra upright, Scorpio upright, and Aquarius reversed here. And the block being the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So here's another, could be child. We have the Page and Knight of Pentacles both reversed. This is the energy of the stubborn Taurus energy, refusing to move or work, disabled or unable to function, as the King of Pentacles reversed, with a loss of funds, and guarded to the King of Swords, who's upright, who's coming clean about all this. So here's the King of Pentacles reversed, and those could be his 2 kids, or they could be younger siblings of his as well, or they could be younger workers that work for him, the Knight and the Page of Pentacles. But we definitely have a wounded warrior next to him. King of Pentacles reversed is not a happy camper unless he's just really greedy and that's all he cares about. And then we have the wounded warrior who's definitely on guard about the King of Swords coming clean about what was done regarding lover or lack of affection. There could be a Cancer there as well, person. So relationship change comes up, domestic harmony, and follow your dreams. The Page of Swords is leaning on their truth with third-party big love through work, and the Magician upright and the Empress. Maybe past life soulmates here. Frustrated after a payoff, and now somebody who's free but may have had to give up some of their money. Climbing the stairway to heaven with no fun with the Page of Pentacles, family, business, or community. The Queen of Wands is upright at war, juggling with the King of Wands reversed, who's with the Empress upright, or his own abundance, or perhaps this is mother or grandmother. The Divine Masculine's heart may be weak, dealing with a nightmare on break, and healing exchanges or heated exchanges with the Page of Pentacles reversed, a missed opportunity, or that can be an opportunist as well, on a quest of emotional fulfillment and abundance that they feel is destined for them, or a child in need of help, money, or opportunity, with Taurus and Libra in supposedly happy family, perhaps driving to or traveling to the Queen of Swords reversed, challenged by sharing or settling out with the Emperor or the reason or logic of the emperor, or emperor who is stubborn, immovable about coming clean or cleaning up the act, perhaps stopping downloads and not amused, not aroused, and frustrated, unable to understand synchronicities and steps to the dream family or world, with the Queen of Wands upright at war with the King of Wands reversed and the Empress on top. The Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help to commit or to move, perhaps to get a car or travel or marry, an emotional fulfillment or happy ending for the Queen of Swords reversed, who may be grieving, unable to pass messages, and challenged by sharing or settling out with the Empress and the Emperor, destined to be cock-blocked, was coming up very directly in the cards, or be unable to function or be inspired until they take the steps and follow their own guidance to get to heaven on earth. And the Queen of Wands fight with or guarded by the King of Wands reversed and his mother or grandmother, the Empress or Empress, Emperor and Empress with the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, or that may be, they may be the King of Pentacles children, right? So the Emperor and the Empress could be the grandparents, the King of Pentacles could be their child, and then the Page and Knight may be his children, or they could be his siblings as well. And then we have the Queen of Swords, separate from that, in the middle of the read. And she was in the middle of another read I happened to do yesterday too. So she's definitely very specific here. So the Queen of Swords reversed either is somebody who is so grief-stricken, right? She's been hurt so many times. When she's upright, she's the war widow. So when she's reversed, she's just beyond grief, right? So that can be one persona there of the Queen of Swords reversed. She could also be a verbally abusive person. She also could be a chronic liar. She could also just be a negative self-talk and having a bad day. But she's coming up in the middle of the read. She also can be an air sign reversed, right? You don't want to deal with an air sign reversed because they're really good with their words and they're going to cut you. I know, my parents were both Geminis. The Queen of Swords reversed in the middle of it, cutting them off, no longer inspired by those who deem themselves a quote-unquote power couple, while the Queen of Wands upright. Remember the power couple, just that phrase is ego, right? There's no need for that kind of power over other people. While the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Wands reversed can't even get along. The King of Wands reversed may have had it with the Queen of Wands, who's always running back to her power parents whenever she doesn't get her way at 7:30, which is the Chariot and the home reunion. And so that is the message and energies regarding the twin flame read today. So we're going to pull some oracle cards, see what's going on. All right, let's see what the animal spirit deck has to say today. I don't read these reversed, but for some reason they got kind of all mixed up at one point, so if they come up reversed, that's not the way I'm reading them. Just so you know, I'm not cheating or anything like that. Okay. Okay, take another deep breath. All right, for the animal spirit deck, what is the energy coming through from this read? What is the main message that we need to take away from this read for the twin flames? All right, we have these two coming up together. There was the cosmic egg reversed. If there's a message you want to take there, you can, but I'm reading them upright. We have the ants again, and this has to do with power and numbers, but also this is, that energy where everybody gathers to that 3D energy. This is the beautiful person who may be superficial, or this could be the fight or the accident that everyone wants to see, right? It's exciting. But it's that 3D energy of attacking someone as well, right? And not helping. This is also can be power in numbers, though. When there's bad 3D energy going on, there's power in numbers standing up, right, for the underdog. And then we have the cosmic egg, which is the crown chakra. And again, this is saying the snake has sealed the rainbow bridge, right? Having finished the 3D, we are now completely grounded into the collective. Everybody is going to start awakening now because everything is in the whole world right now. And the dark energies may be trying to make you believe otherwise, but it's just not true, right? They're trying to keep you in fear, but this is actually the truth. Then we have the There's another one here. These two are coming up together. The camel, who's very independent, and the nightingale, who's the songbird. And you notice the same colors here, the light blue, which is very much around the throat chakra. And this one's singing, and this one's being silent. This one has a lot of rain around them, but this it's not rain. They're like transmuting that rain into something beautiful, like little sparkles. They're making lemons into lemonade. And this one's just keeping silent. When they don't feel good, they're just not talking because they don't want to give that negative energy to other people, which is fine. Okay, but again, it's regarding the throat chakra here. When you're feeling energized and good in that rainbow energy, you might want to sing or just speak to transmute the energies. Or if you're not feeling quite right, you might want to just keep to yourself so you don't spread that negative energy. There's two more that want to come up. Is it 2 or 3? Well, we have first the tiger, and this is the Bengal tiger that's in the card for Lionsgate in this deck. The Bengal tiger is the tiger jumping through the ring of fire. And then here we have the frog, right, who wants to become the prince, but he's feeling a little depressed, right, under the weather. And this can be the energy of the feminine, trying to light a fire under the frog, to get going into the prince there. And then, of course, we have that scorpion sting there. And it did come up reverse, so if you want to take that as taking the sting out of the stinger regarding the sacral chakra here. But also, again, this card keeps coming up when the dark energy is trying to make you believe that the collective is not awakening right now, because this is not sealed, but it is. All right, that's the scorpion sting. And there's even the higher chakra energies here. This is all higher chakra, higher vibrational energy. And we do have the third eye here. And again, that's bringing up a lot of the blue regarding the throat chakra. It's so important what comes out of your mouth and what goes in your mouth. Okay, so they're bringing that stuff up too. And what comes out of your tail as well, if you're a scorpion. Oh, it's interesting. Ah, look. They're bringing up the scorpion as like the snake, right? Because they're bringing it around to the circle. They're trying to make you believe that they're going to pull it back open again. It's not going to happen, but it's not true. All right, the bottom of the deck is the gazelle, which is very graceful, beautiful energy, even though, this is kind of like showing it on the Sahara, but this is also 3D energy. So it is possible, even in 3D energy, to be oh so graceful and quiet. Okay, and there's the crow, and there is the collective awakened, all right? It's dispersing all the dark energies, so we're feeling the dark crap coming up, and that's all that terrible energy you're feeling coming through back and forth. It's just maybe coming through in waves where all of a sudden you're feeling really yucky energy. But this is the feminine energies, standing guard on the planet. It's like in my harmonic egg experience where I saw the prehistoric bird massaging the elephant's head. It's the same thing. The crow is massaging the collective's heads. This is the only way they can show them love right now is by giving them a little massage on the head, right? Because maybe some of them won't even talk to them because they think they're crazy. So it's very interesting. Sometimes you just need to be silent and still and graceful, even when there's a lot of heat going on. That's all you need to do to keep the energy balanced, to keep transmuting, is to just stay quiet when it gets too heated, okay? All right, let's see what the Journey of Love has to say. You have to let people do everything in their own time, but just don't feed into the narrative, is the message there. Either stay silent or transmute or sing. But know that the collective is awakening now. The rainbow is definitely into the collective. And remember that the sting isn't for you. And the sting can't hurt you. Just stay in your knowing about that and all will be well. Don't watch the news. All right, we have the Journey of Love Journey of love. Take another deep breath. I just cut the cards are kind of choppy, so let's see. This is better, yeah. Journey of love. Okay, here we got the heart fire. Number 1 is the magician, and there's that red energy of the root chakra, but we also have the Christ light popping through here, right? Reminding you of that Christ consciousness, that 0 point, right? When there's a lot of chaos around you, it's just showing you it's the layers unfolding. It's all good. It's all okay. Just it's like making lemon lemonade. The same thing with drama. Just make it a rose. The petals unfolding. You know, just have to switch your perspective on it all. The heart fire here. And then we have the mother praise. So there may be a mother here who's very controlling. We have the devil on this card, the 15, the shadow side. So even though the colors look very high vibrational, right, because the upper chakra system, that doesn't mean she is this upper chakra system. It may be her appearance. She wants to seem that she's very community or religiously or spiritually oriented, but she's preying on others with the 15 and the shadow side. So just be aware of that. Someone who may look like she wants to look like the pillar of the community. Yeah, okay, so they want me to bring my mother up as an example, okay? Because my mother was a pillar of her community. She's a very intelligent woman. She was a very loving woman too. She was never diagnosed with any bipolarism or anything like that, but she definitely had those extremes as a Gemini. It was not easy growing up in that household because she was either, being loving and fun and very social. She loved to hang out with like my friends and things like that, but she had the worst temper. So, life could be hell in a situation like that. But if you went out into the community, everyone loved my mother. She was very social. She loved that kind of attention. She loved being the one they counted on for everything. She was involved in so many community charities. That's what she did. And so there was a lot of wonderful things about her. But they also, in the community, didn't see how the children lived at home. And a lot of the time of my growing up, I was scared all the time. I was going to get in trouble. So, again, you can't go by people's appearances, by their faces when they're not being real, when they're not being their authentic self. And remember that violence is never your authentic self. Your authentic self is love. That's all we all are. Okay? So remember that, because when you think about being authentic to yourself, there may be parts of your 3D personality you think is actually you, but it's really not, right? It's your shadow that's kind of covering up the loving part of you. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't love all parts of you. You should. But when you have nothing, like they say in school, if you have nothing nice to say, it's probably better to just not say it because you're putting that negative energy out into the energy field. All right, so that is that. And then we have coming together, which is the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this is very much the energy of going through the heart and the valves. It's also like printing presses and hitting the presses, that kind of energy. The merging of fiery energies here coming together. And again, it kind of reminds me of the fire ant card, right? All of these dramatic energies merging in one place, being squeezed through the vortex here. Because this is like a toroidal field right here, right? And this is the vortex. Coming together. All right, so you may be dealing with these energies of drama, right? And needing to transmute those energies, be calm in the face of all this drama. Okay, we could have praying mantis energy here. Maybe you'll see a praying mantis. My mother, by the way, used to love praying mantises. She would go and talk. She loved nature and animals. She liked them better than people for sure. But she'd go out back and talk to a praying mantis on the tree branch or something like that. So there may be some mantis energy. Maybe you're going to meet a mantis ET in your meditation. I have. Yeah. But this is really polarized energy, right? Because this would be really high vibe in the purples and then really root chakra oriented, these two cards. So there's a lot of polarized energy out there right now. So again, it's just saying in coming together, sometimes it's better to just be quiet. You might be dealing with mother energy, the shadow of the mother. And the heart fire, right? Because the mother was a person too before she was a mother. She's not just a mother. She had her issues too, and her loves, and who she wants to be. The bottom of the deck here is the shifting universes of the seven. Seven is the chariot, but you see it's very much oriented towards music and symbols here. The chakra of putting the power here in music and symbols, allowing the universe to shift. The chariot is the vehicle of ascension. It's the feminine and the masculine in the chariot, ascending. So again, a reminder to use codes and symbols and music to raise your vibration. And again, the underlying energy for the animal spirit deck was the gazelle. Very calm in the face of low vibrational energies, allowing your perspective to shift. All right, so let's read the, all right, I'm going to read you the fire ants, because they've been coming up a lot lately. And then we're going to read the heart fire, which is the first card of the deck. Fire ants are under fire, of course. They're in the beginning because they're lower vibration. The fire ant is aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. So when they're in balance, they can be thoughtful and disciplined, right? Hard workers because they're being told what to do. But when they're out of balance, they may argue. There may be excess heat and gossip going on. And to bring back into balance, solo time and walks at night, right? To just get out and ground in nature and get away from other people you may be just feeling their energy and it's making you crazy. All right, so Journey of Love with number 1. And number 1 is the heart fire. Passion is igniting within you. It's not a time when things will remain still, even if the change is only sensed as a subtle stirring underneath the surface of things. Even if slow at first, passion will unfold from within your heart, soon to be burning bright like a sun unrestrained. You are learning how to ride waves of passion. Through eruptions of heat and descent into coolness, bearing the absence of fire, only to realize it is returning to you again. Ride its waves, knowing that passionate bliss will always return to a heart that is on fire with love for life. The coolness allows us to experience the heat. Once you realize that the fire emerging from within you will ebb and flow, you will trust in its presence. You will realize that whether your passionate fire is obvious, drawing you into life, or dwelling quietly within, gaining power from the deepest sources of your being, soon to rise once more, it is a constant in your heart. Accept the fire of your heart and know that this is how you are meant to be, on fire with love for all that is. This oracle brings a message for you. Trust the passion and the fire of your heart to guide your decisions now. What would make you feel most alive? Choose that. If you're feeling a lack of genuine passion in your life, take comfort that it's awakening in your own heart now, bringing something that has been long in rest back to life. And the poem reads, life unfolds in wondrous ways, and time together fills the days, with unexpected gifts beyond our wildest dreams. Like open hearts as feelings start to face the longing when we part. Our souls know this is more than what it seems. In gratitude I offer prayer, with thanks for this love so rare, asking guidance on this sweet sojourn. The answers come in tears that flow, emotions raw and smiles that show. Becoming one is worth the wait until I can return. Okay. So hang in there, guys. It's just you're going through this time right now to practice your new tools on being able to stay present in the moment without getting, freaked out about things or starting arguments with people or gossiping or talking about someone who's bothering you. And to just try to let it all go. And the best way to do that is by, helping others, because that definitely takes your mind off of others, whether it's your children or a neighbor or being out in the community, whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to be the same as everybody else. It's whatever resonates for you. So just do what you can to stay calm in the heat, because there's been a lot of heat and humidity. But again, that's drama and fighting and competition, right? And it makes me think of too, my mom, she went to, she was so independent too. She went to Africa at my dad's 80th birthday. So me and my brother went to visit with my dad because I felt so bad she was leaving him behind. Like she couldn't have done that not on his 80th birthday. But she wanted to go to safari. So she went with a group by herself on safari and she loved it. She had an amazing time. So one good thing about my mom was she always did what she wanted. It may not have been nice to everybody else because she had a bad temper, but she did know how to take her power back. But you have to do it with love and patience and not impatience and anger. That's the difference. That's what we're learning, and how to do that without getting triggered. So make sure you drink your water, which always helps you feel better. When you feel better, you won't get triggered as easily. And the same thing with sleep and rest. And joy in nature. Do something funny or watch something funny. Go out in nature and touch the trees and talk to the flowers. And then laugh at yourself that you're talking to yourself. Okay? But any which way, just keep it light. It was just 1551, which is the devil and the king of swords. So definitely focus on the masculine energy there and his shadow side being processed. Okay. Take a deep breath and rise and be loved, guys. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.